Okay. All right. Let's start today's session. And in the last class, we completed task 1. I gave you guys some activities, and then we started off with task 2. In task 2, I told you the different types of essay that you will get with some example questions. Today, we are going to again do a quick recap of that and learn how to write an introduction. And if time permits, we'll move on to understand how the body paragraph is written as well. Okay. And along with me giving you explanation about how writing task introduction needs to be written, I will also be making you guys do activities simultaneously. All right. So it's going to be a balance of activity and me giving you information and telling you how to write introduction. All right. Okay. So let's start. So you all, if you all remember very clearly, we have 5 main types of essay. One which is actually split into 2. We have problems and solution, 2-part question or double question, opinion-based essay, which has 2 subcategories, that's agree and disagree, and give your opinion and discuss both views. And then you have finally advantages and disadvantages. So I'm sure back in school, you guys must have written essays or, written some articles and things like that. I also know that there's a certain method that is taught in school, and definitely in IELTS, there's going to be a slight change. So I want you guys to focus, understand how to do it, and follow the method that I'll be teaching you. Okay. So now let us look at each question type, essay type, all right, and see how to write an introduction. If you remember, the structure of an essay goes like this. You have an introduction, 2 body paragraphs. I told you that you can write a 3rd body paragraph, but that's optional. It totally depends on the kind of essay, the question and all of that. And finally, conclusion, correct? Another thing before I move on and start today's class, I would like to, let you guys know, or rather suggest that please start reading articles, start reading blogs, anything that you can lay your hands on so that you get some information. Okay. I've also sent you a list of common topics. Whenever time permits, just pick up a common topic and read up about it. Please don't sit and read any extra essays on that, and don't memorize any essays. Please do not do that. Read articles, read blogs, maybe on social media, on education, on crime, on COVID-19, the lockdown. Read information about it. Please do not memorize, because if anything is literally copy pasted, you will definitely lose marks. Okay. And I do not want that. Right. All good, everybody. Is it clear? Yes. Great. All right. Yeah. So there is, when you're writing your introduction in the IELTS examination for an essay, please don't write pages and pages of introduction. If you remember very clearly, we have 4 parameters, and that's how the examiner evaluates the language capabilities and of a candidate, correct? So you have task achievement and task response, lexical resource, grammar, and coherence and cohesion. These are the 4 parameters. And in task achievement, one of the main things that you need to remember is the examiner sees if every paragraph is properly segregated. Okay. So when I write my introduction, I am not going to write pages and pages or lines and lines of introduction. I'm going to restrict it to 3 statements only. Okay. Back in school, I'm sure most of you, if you're given a topic, you end up writing a little about the topic and then you start writing the body paragraphs. But in our IELTS exam, we are not going to do that. Your introduction needs to be short, crisp, and to the point. All right. And that I've divided this into 3 segments. So each statement is a specific segment. Okay. We have something called as a neutral background statement. And then you rewrite the question and then conclude or close the introduction by saying what is it that you're going to be discussing in the essay. Okay. When I say neutral background statement, whatever topic you have, you will write one line which is more like a high level information about it in relation to the question. I will show you just after this, right after this slide. And then you have to paraphrase the question. Now, how do you paraphrase the question or the topic that's given to you? By using some synonyms, rewrite and restructure the statement. And then you mention what is it that you're going to talk about in the essay. No explanation, in one line. Are you going to give a certain opinion, or are you going to talk about the problems and the solution, or are you going to discuss both sides? Are you going to give advantages, disadvantages? That's what you're going to mention in the third statement. All right. Yes. Now, let me show you, and I have, in this particular session, I have given examples for each and every type of essay. All right, where I've picked up a question and explained how to write the 3 statements for an introduction. Okay, so let's start with problems and solution. Now, what is a problem and solution question type? You get a problem statement, okay, an issue, a concern, and then you have to write either a few problems related to it or some causes related to it and give your solutions. Okay. In this case, how am I going to write an introduction? Let's take a look. Okay. It says the overpopulation of urban areas has led to numerous problems. So what is the problem statement here? Overpopulation. Where? In cities. What are they saying? Because of a lot of population in cities, there are a lot of issues happening. This is a factual statement. Now, what do you have to do in this essay? You have to identify 1 or 2 serious ones, serious problems caused because of overpopulation in urban areas. That's what you should do. And what do you do? Suggest ways that governments can tackle these problems, which means give solutions. Talk about 1 or 2 serious issues because of overpopulation and give some solution. This is what you have to do. So how do you start your essay? I said there are 3 segments to it. That one introduction paragraph has 3 statements or 3 segments. The first one is known as neutral background statement. I'm not going to take a stand immediately. I'm not going to say whether it's good or bad. I'm simply going to see the main point in the question, and I'm going to write a very general statement. Neutral background statement is nothing but a very general statement. So the question says that overpopulation of urban areas has led to numerous problems. What am I going to just say? My neutral background statement or my general statement? Overpopulation has become a huge matter of concern. Or I can write that the number of people or overpopulation has become an issue. That's it. That's a very general statement. I'm not going to write anything beyond that. After I do that, after I write a very general statement, I'm going to paraphrase the topic. Now, how am I going to paraphrase the topic? By using some synonyms. So what are the key words, or what are some important words here? Overpopulation, urban areas, numerous problems. So these are some 3 really important words here for which I can use synonyms, correct? So I am going to end up writing, there are a lot of issues caused because of increasing population in cities or in urban areas. Are you getting it? Or the way I've written it here, there are innumerable issues due to increase in population in cities. What have I done? Innumerable issues, numerous problems, replaced it with synonym. Increase in population, overpopulation, replaced that with a synonym. Cities, urban areas, again synonym, and restructured it. Are you all getting my point? Just say yes in the chat. If there's any confusion, you can let me know. And finally, I'm going to tell you what my essay is actually going to contain. So what is it that I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about the problem caused due to overpopulation and discuss how this issue can be handled. And that's exactly what I've written in the third segment. This essay will illustrate a few major problems due to overpopulation and discuss ways to handle this issue. Correct? And these three statements are important. I will not write what the issues are in this introduction. I'm not going to say the issue because of overpopulation is whatever, lack of water or lack of jobs, whatever those issues are. I'm not going to say it here in this introduction at all, because then my introduction becomes a body paragraph. All right, so just three statements. Let's do one together, okay? Or rather, I will actually ask you guys to do it and then check. It says the internet has transformed the way information is shared and consumed, but it has also created problems that did not exist before. What are the most serious problems associated with internet and what solutions can you suggest? So our question talks about how the way we receive and send information through internet or by internet has changed lately, and because of which there are some problems which are being created. So you need to talk about what problems are caused because of increased usage of internet and transferring information through because of internet, and tell how can you curb this or reduce these problems. Okay, what do you have to do? First, write a very general statement, a neutral background statement, very general statement. And then you rewrite the question. And the third point will be this essay will. I want you guys to try it. Send your answers in the chat. I will go through it. And then if there's any concern, I will discuss it. Okay. If you have any confusion, you can type it in the chat right now. Is it clear, everyone? Have you all understood how to write an introduction for problems and solutions? Go ahead and do this activity. I'll give you guys 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to share your introduction in this format in the chat. if you finished framing your introduction, just send it to me in the chat and I will take a look and give a feedback. Dr. Rakshanda, the one that you've written, first of all, is for the example question that I have given, or for which that I just discussed. I want you to write an introduction for this. The internet has transformed. And you have just written one part of it. You've only written the last part, which says that today I would like to throw light on various issues caused by overpopulation and ways to curb the issues. What have you done? You've simply written what the essay is going to talk about. But what about the general statement? What about rewriting the topic? Those need to come first. It's not just a one statement introduction. You have to write 3 sentences. The others, please send in your introduction for this question. The internet has transformed the way information is shared and consumed, but it has also created problems that did not exist before. Sure, you can take 2 to 3 minutes, don't worry, it's fine. Aparna, you don't have to give that gap. Write it as one paragraph only, all right? I have broken it into 3 segments only so that you guys can understand, okay? So Aparna, I like your general statement. Very good. This has led us in sharing and consuming. Okay, so you've told that information is being shared in public, but that has not really been written in the question. You simply have to rewrite the question. Okay, so this has led to people exchanging information instead of sharing and consuming. You know, use a synonym maybe, multiple information, which has caused some issues. In this essay, I will be discussing on the major issues associated with it. Good, good. Otherwise, everything's fine, Aparna. Okay. Dr. Lino, I'm reading yours. Okay, I want you to write a very general statement. Maybe not the web has numerous benefits, but you can say that internet has become a great sensation in recent times. Full stop. That is a general statement. You're just giving some information about the internet on the whole. Okay, instead of writing no doubt the web has, no need to start your statement like that. Directly start off by saying the web or the internet has become a sensation in the recent times. And then you can write, even though this has, knowledge dissemination has changed or transformed, it also has some serious issues associated with it. And then this issue will substantiate is absolutely okay. Dr. Lino, did you understand my point? Jeshma, the general statement, guys, is a very overview statement, more like a known fact that you're stating. For example, like I just said, internet has become very popular in the recent times. That's a very general statement. Okay, it is not associated as such with the question, but because the main point we are going to talk about is the internet, I've written that one statement. In the previous example that I showed, it says overpopulation of urban areas has led to numerous problems. I have picked up overpopulation, which is the main essence of the question. And I've simply said that overpopulation has become a huge matter of concern. I have given a very general statement, so do that. And then you just rewrite the question. How do you rewrite the question? You have certain keywords here. Internet, transformed, information shared and consumed, problems. Use synonyms, all right? So it can be seen that, or the web, exchange of information has changed drastically, which has created a lot of issue, which were not there previously. Again, just write it, but just rewrite it using synonyms, okay? And then you talk about what is it that you're going to address in the essay. Jeshma, little grammar you have to work on. Many changes have occurred in using internet, okay? Again, a general statement needs to be there, which is not present here. Content is okay, Jeshma, little focus on grammar. Dr. Rakshanda, this is not an advantages, disadvantages question. It's a problem solution question. Please understand what topic we're doing. It's a problem solution question, guys. Everybody. Now, what is it that you need to do? Okay, internet has become accessible. That's your general statement. Rewrite the question. And then you tell what you're talking about, which is clearly problems and solution. Because how do I know it's problems and solution? What are the most serious problems associated and what solutions can you suggest? It's given in the question itself, okay? Good. I mean, good job, guys, no doubt, but you need to work on it even more. Okay, Vinod, I like your introduction. However, there is no general statement present. So just write one sentence about internet, just one sentence, and then you write whatever you've written. It's very nice. Very good. Anila, I'm reading yours. No, Anila, again, you've written a nice general statement, but you've not rewritten the topic. Okay, internet plays a major role in our daily lives. Very nice general statement. But what about paraphrasing the topic? Rewrite the topic. Okay, although internet is beneficial or has changed the way communication happens or changed the way information is exchanged, there are a few issues associated with it. And then you write the last statement which you've written. Clear, guys? Everybody, have you understood where particularly each of you went wrong? Now we'll do another question type. You'll obviously be practicing a few more in class, so no problem at all. Now, the second question type is a two-part question. The method of writing introduction for everything remains the same, but still I'm going to take you through each and every question type, all right? So what is a two-part question? You have a factual statement, and then you have two questions. That's all. That's the meaning of two-part question. There's no rocket science behind it. Okay. For example, here it says, today more people are traveling than ever before, which means the number of people traveling in the recent times is a lot more than in the past. The questions that are asked here are, why is this the case? Why are people in the recent times traveling so much? And second question is, what are the benefits of traveling for the traveler? Okay, so you need to write the what are the perks? What are the good things that happen for a traveler? Okay, these are the two things you need to address majorly in the body paragraph. But what do we have to start off with? A very general statement. Now, because here the main topic is traveling, and they're telling us that how people have become, people these days are traveling a lot. I've simply written a general statement which says traveling has become increasingly popular in recent times. I have not rewritten the question in this case. I've simply told you traveling has become popular. That's it. Okay. And then I've rewritten the question. How have I rewritten the question? It says today more people are traveling than ever before. So lately, today, currently, of late, lately, replaced it. Large number of people, more people replaced with large number of people. I've kept traveling as it is, than ever before, than in the past. I have simply rewritten the question, and it is important you do that. Write a general statement, rewrite the question, and mention what you're going to talk about or discuss in this essay. This essay will discuss the reason for this increase and the pros of traveling. That's it. So I'm going to discuss the benefits of traveling for the traveler and the reason for this increase. Okay. Yes. Have you all understood how I have divided an introduction into 3 points? Please put it in the chat if you've understood. Just say yes in the chat. Okay. Now I'm going to make you guys write. I'm going to make you guys write an introduction for this topic given here. In education and employment, some people work harder than others. Why do some people work harder? Is it always a good thing to work hard? This is the topic. So write one general statement about hard work. Okay. Then rewrite the question, which is in education and employment, some people work harder than others. And then tell what you're going to write in the essay. Just 3 statements. Okay. I'm going to give you just 3 to 4 minutes to do this. And if you have any doubts while doing this activity, you can very well put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand. I will unmute you and you can ask me. Those who finished writing the introduction for this particular topic, send it out to me. Let me correct it and give you a feedback. Good, Aparna. I really like your introduction. Good job. The others? Anila, I'm reading your introduction and I'm giving you a feedback. Guys, this is not an opinion-based question. Do not give your opinion, please. Please do not give your opinion. That is not, and it is not even asking you pros and cons. What is it saying? It's simply saying in education and employment, some people work harder than others. Why do some people work harder? Is it always a good thing to work hard? So they are not discussing the they don't want you to discuss pros and cons. Just give or mention, is it always important to work hard, and explain that. That's what you have to do. The others, Dr. Rakshanda, Divyateja, Vinod, Jeshma, Nidin, Rana, please send in your introduction, because then I can move forward and teach you the other question types also. And if you do have a problem, please mention that. I will be able to explain it to you. One more minute, and then I'm going to move on to the next question, guys, if I don't receive any introduction in the chat. Remember one thing, these activities are being done so that you understand the areas of concern, okay? And it's essential that you send it to me and get a feedback, because that's when you will know where you're supposed to improve. If you are not going to send it out to me, then you will not know whether you're going on the right track or no. Dr. Linu, very well written introduction. Very nicely written. Vinod, Divyateja, Jeshma, Rana, Rakshanda, are you all sending out your introduction? Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on, all right, to the next question, because I believe some of you are still writing. Hold that, hold that. Listen how to write the introduction for the next question, and then you can complete this particular question and the next one and send it out to me. Okay, please pay attention here, all of you. So the next question type is opinion based, and in that the subcategories agree or disagree. Okay, so let us read the question properly, and I want all of you to focus, because I want you to understand how the question looks and what is so important and what are the important aspects of this particular question type. Okay, it says less parents these days are hitting their children. A normal statement. Then it says some people think this is leading to a generation of misbehaved children. This is one-sided opinion. Okay, one part of the opinion where some people think this is leading to a generation of misbehaved children. What do you guys have to do? To what extent do you agree or disagree? Which means, how much do you agree or disagree? Do you agree completely? Do you disagree completely with what? With this opinion? Or do you agree to a certain extent? What is your opinion? Okay. Now, the method of doing this or writing the introduction for this also is going to be same, but you need to be very, very clear about what opinion you are going to write, because you have to mention that in your introduction. Okay, when you say this essay will, you have to mention what you think or what you're going to discuss in the essay. Okay, so here, what's the general statement? Less parents are hitting their children these days. Okay, so what is a very neutral statement? Hitting children has become unpopular among parents. Very general statement. It's talking about hitting children. I've just said that it's become unpopular. I have not rewritten the question. Now, what is my paraphrased statement? Fewer parents are resorting to corporal punishment these days. Corporal punishment is physical hitting, or what do you say, caning a child, slapping a child and all of that. So I have just rewritten it over here, which says fewer parents, less parents, resorting to corporal punishment, hitting their children these days is as it is, or you can write off late, in the current times, whatever, okay, the synonym. After this, I need to talk about my opinion. My opinion will fall in any one of these categories. Maybe I completely agree. And what is it that I'm talking about? Some people think this is leading to a generation of misbehaved children. Okay, this is the opinion given, isn't it? I can also rewrite that and put it here in my rewrite the topic, where I say some feel or some believe that this has caused children to become misbehaved, okay? Or this causes children to become unruly, misbehave, okay? It can be a continuation of the rewrite the topic part. And then what do I write? I need to give my opinion. What is my opinion? Do I agree completely that because the parents are, not hitting their children, it's leading to a generation of misbehaved children? Or do I feel that, hey, this corporal punishment, hitting children, is completely unacceptable, and this is not what has to be done, and just because of hitting or not hitting, it doesn't lead to a generation of misbehaved children? What do I think? Or do I feel it's okay to hit children, but once in a while, because that's when they'll remain, that's when they'll remain, that's when they'll behave properly, that's when they are going to follow certain instructions. What is it that you think? Do you think it's okay to hit children? No, and do you think not hitting children is going to make them more disciplined, or it's absolutely unacceptable to hit children because that's not correct at all? Or do you think, yeah, don't hit a child unnecessarily, don't just show your anger unnecessarily, but once in a while, it's okay? What is your opinion has to be written here. Are you all getting my point? If you've understood, please write a yes and send it to me in the chat. Just say yes, so I know. All of you? Yeah. Now, what have I said? This essay will argue slapping or caning children is completely unacceptable. So I completely don't agree that parents should hit their children. But your view can be written, and your view has to be written here in one line. Are you getting my point here? Yeah. What do? You write a very general statement about hitting children. You rewrite the topic entirely. The entire topic can be rewritten. And then you mention what is it that you're going to, what is your opinion? Either you completely agree or moderately agree that, hey, it's okay to hit children once in a while because they will be disciplined, or hey, no, not at all, you cannot hit children at all. Okay, so whatever it is, you will write it in this third line. Okay, the question that you need, for which I want you to write an introduction, is this: vaccinating children against preventable diseases is not only unnecessary but also dangerous. Which means, okay, you get these flu shots for kids, right, which is a preventable disease. So what is the opinion given here? That giving vaccination to children for some preventable diseases like flu, example I'm giving here, okay, is not okay. It is actually dangerous. Do you agree with this point or not? Do you agree with this opinion or not? Okay, that's what you have to write. Write a very general statement, rewrite the topic and your opinion in one line. If you have any queries, you can raise your hand and ask me. I'm going to give you not more than 2 minutes, guys. Whoever has finished writing the introduction can share it with me in the chat. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, okay? Any doubts, ask me, I will help you out. One more minute, guys. Please send out your introduction. And whenever you guys are writing your introduction, don't say I completely agree or completely disagree. Maybe you can change the phrase. So you can say, in my opinion, or this essay will argue the necessity of vaccinating children. Okay? Can be written like that. All right, good. Whatever you guys have sent and whoever has sent, I've already checked it and I've given you guys a feedback. Good job. If you have any questions and the others who haven't sent it out to me, I would recommend that you do so, because only then you will know where exactly you need to work on what exactly you need to improve. Okay. Anyway, now moving on. We have the next question type, which is discuss both views and give opinions, right? In this case, you have to give your opinion again, but also talk about the two views, all right? Talk about both sides of the argument, right? So the question here is, some people think it's better to educate boys and girls in separate schools. One opinion has been given. This is opinion number one given in the question. However, others believe that boys and girls benefit more from attending the same school. This is the second opinion that is given. What do you have to do? Give your opinion and discuss both views. All right. Now, here, what are they talking about? One group thinks boys and girls study in different schools. That's better. Other group thinks they have to study in the same school, correct? Or attend the same school. That's what's going to help them. What is the general statement we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about how boys and girls studying in one school is actually a huge matter of debate. So I have written a general statement like this: both genders studying together is debatable, or girls and boys studying together is debatable. Why am I saying debatable? Because in the question itself, I see one group says this, the other group says, hey, they should study in the same school. Are you getting it? So understand the choice of words also. And what have I done? I have paraphrased the whole question, the whole topic I've rewritten by saying some people believe it is beneficial for boys and girls to study in the same campus, while others do not feel the same. I've kept it simple. Okay, or study in one campus while others do not feel the same. And then what am I going to discuss? This essay will discuss both sides of the argument, because I have to discuss both views and provide details as to why both genders studying together is better. Correct? And why am I writing this particular thing? What about the details? Because it's my opinion. I feel that boys and girls should study together and it is better. That's why I've given my opinion. I've first mentioned it discusses both sides of the argument, and then given my opinion, which says this essay will provide details as to why both genders studying together is better. You can have a different opinion and you have to mention that here. So if you feel that boys and girls should study in separate school, your opinion will be this essay will discuss both sides of the argument and provide details as to why both genders should study in different campuses or different schools. Are you getting my point here, guys? So based on your opinion, you will frame the second statement. Okay. I mean to say your opinion needs to be in the third point, obviously the third segment, but you will frame it according to what you feel or believe. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to even explain advantages and disadvantages question type to you. And as a home assignment, I'm going to give you 2 questions. Okay, one for discuss both views and give opinions, and the other for advantages and disadvantages that you will have to, for which you will have to write an introduction and share it with me. Okay, is it clear? Write in the chat and let me know yes, no, maybe right now. So I'll move on. Is there any doubt or everything so far is clear? If everything's clear, just write yes. Okay, great. All right. After class, after we close the session, I'm going to send you a couple of questions for which you will have to write introduction and send. Okay. Now, the next topic is advantages and disadvantages, where you'll have to write pros and cons, positive and negative aspects. And the question here says, some graduates prefer to travel for a year between graduation and gaining full-time employment. Okay. What does that mean? Once you finish your graduation and before you get into your full-time job, some people like to travel for an entire year. What do I have to do? Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of doing this particular thing of taking a break between, after completing your graduation and starting your career. Okay. Now, what is my general statement? There are new perspectives in terms of gaining employment after graduation. That's what this is about, right? What is it? New thought process. Otherwise, everybody generally likes to directly jump into a job as soon as they graduate. But this is a new perspective. So that's my general statement. You can choose to change your general statement. That's okay. But make sure it does not, it is not a paraphrase of the topic. Okay. However, I rewritten it. Some students would rather take a break for a year and travel after graduating from university than directly start a job. The question itself has been rewritten. Correct? I've just changed certain words, written some synonyms and rewritten it completely. Okay. Now, what am I going to discuss? The positives and the negative aspects of the same. I'm not going to give my opinion because they've not asked for any opinion from me. They've only asked me to say, write the disadvantages. They've only asked me to write the disadvantages and the advantages of this. And that's the only thing that I'm going to do. Correct? Yes. So that is why my introduction itself is what? There are new perspectives in terms of gaining employment after education. Some students would rather take a break for a year and travel after graduation from university than directly start a job. This essay will discuss the positives and positive and negative aspects of the same. My introduction is over. All right, clear? Any doubts, any questions? Any doubts, any questions, guys? If everything's clear, just say clear in the chat. And I will close the session for today. And I'm going to give you guys an assignment to do. A few assignments, actually, not an assignment. I want you to do that today itself, and I will give you a feedback. For those who sent their previous assignment to me, your feedback, you will receive your feedback today. By end of day today, you'll receive feedback for that as well. Okay. All right. So a quick recap. We have 5 essay types broadly: problems and solutions, double questions, agree, disagree, discuss both views and give your opinion, and advantages and disadvantages. And our introduction should not be more than 3 statements. One, which is a general statement, then you rewrite the topic, and finally mention what is it that you're going to discuss in the essay, and that will depend on the question essay type. Okay, please understand first of all what category does this essay fall in under, and then write what is it that your essay is going to discuss. Is it clear? Tomorrow I'm going to start with the body paragraphs, and we are also going to move on to how to write a conclusion. Is it clear? Yes, and I'm going to give you a lot of activities to do, especially writing requires a lot of activities. So I would suggest that please share your answers with me, whatever assignments I give you, please share that with me in the group when I keep it open from 7 to 8 p.m. because I can give you a feedback and you'll know where to improve and what are the areas that you need to work on. Okay, thank you so much, all of you, and have a great evening. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5:30. Bye.